Good morning, everybody, or should I say good afternoon, depending on what part of God's earth you are on. Welcome to the Office of the Citizen. My name is Regina Askia Williams. I'm a New York-based family nurse practitioner, and I'm reaching you from New York City. Today in the studio, I have with me Dr. Chidi Nwanyanwu, and he will be talking to us about his journey to hold an office a position in Nigeria. He ran for the governorship elections, and he's going to take us through that journey and tell us the pitfalls he encountered. We are trying to explore why it is so difficult for Nigeria to get it together. We want to suggest solutions to whatever pitfalls that form a problem and prevent us from rising together as a nation. I would appreciate your comments in the comment section. Please tell us where you are watching us from, and also send in your questions to Dr. Chidi. For your information, Dr. Chidi is a member of the Orange Beret group, and that is the Revolution Now group. We'll also talk about their experiences in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. Chidi Nwanyanwu. I hope I'm pronouncing your name well, sir. Welcome to the Office of the Citizen. Dr. Chidi.
Thank you so much, Regina Askia Williams. It's a pleasure to be on your show. I hope you can see me. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can see you and we can hear you. First of all, let's get your name correctly. Dr. Chidi Nwanyanwu.
It's Nwanyanwu.
Nwanyanwu. Okay, not you. Okay, Nwanyanwu. And what was the office you were contesting for in Nigeria?
I ran for the governorship of Enugu State in the past election, 2019.
Okay, good. And this Orange Beret, what has this Orange Beret got to do with your journey to the governorship, seat in Enugu State?
Well, it had nothing to do with it. It had everything to do after my journey. It's a result of my journey in Enugu State that you see me with the Orange Beret. The Orange Beret, as you rightly pointed out, is the symbol of the Revolution Now movement. And Revolution Now movement was birthed after the elections in Nigeria and the experience that the Take It Back movement and the African Action Congress had from that election. And through our convener, Omoyele Sowore, he felt there was a need to just bring everything literally to a halt in the country called Nigeria. He felt that everything that was going on, nothing was adding up, and he has looked at everything. We have looked at everything, and I mean everything, and we have seen that the path we are on a path of a trailer without steering wheels and without brakes. So he was trying to find a way to stop it, and then that's how he came up with a Revolution Now, and the Orange Beret is the symbol of our struggle.
So the revolution was not because he was not given a ministerial appointment, as some people try to point out?
Well, if you know Omoyele Sowore, right from his days with even MKO Abiola, they have offered him tons and tons of opportunities to be even anything that he wanted to be, and he rejected each and every one of them. The latest was even when he was in incarceration, when the late Issa, whatever his name is, sent people to also try and bribe him. So it was not because of that. It was because we felt there was a need for the government of the day to address even the basic things that, okay, now you rigged the election, you selected yourselves, and you are now the president, you are now leading. Okay, but the basic thing that you promised the people of Nigeria, you are not doing it for them. So Revolution Now was a demand on the government of the day to at least live up to their expectation, live up to their promises of the people, promises to the people. Yeah.
Okay, before you start a campaign, you have to know what you are fighting against. Could you tell
Mm-hmm.
us a few of those things, narrow it down to the indices of development of any community, because different communities will make up a state, different states will make up a country. So let us go by the indices of what, contributes to development of human capital in any community. Talk to me about some of the problems you noticed there, the solutions you preferred to some of those problems, and why didn't it work out?
Well, all the solutions that we preferred and all the solutions that every well-meaning person, because it's not only us, we don't have a monopoly of the solutions, we never claim that. But if you look at Nigeria as a country, all the solutions that people have preferred, including us, have never worked, not because it cannot work in Nigeria, not because the environment is not there, but because a certain group of people have vowed not to make it work. So that is the main.
A certain group of people.
Yes.
The
owners of Nigeria.
Who are these owners of Nigeria?
The Fulani cabal.
Okay. All right. So from some quarters, research has shown that the principal problem with Nigeria is corruption. The most recent explosion we have all been witness to is the NDDC probe, right?
Yeah.
That highlighted that 81 billion naira was unaccounted for, right? Or not properly accounted for. Now, one of those people on those probe, or on that probe, or on that NDDC board was a member of the Fulani cabal. So if the Southerners are doing this to themselves, why are we turning around and blaming the Fulani cabal, the so-called Fulani cabal, of not wanting to make things work? Why are we blaming them for the corruption that we are now seeing who is behind it?
Thank you, Regina. For your information,
yes,
I am not deceived by all the shenanigans that I see happening. It's just a movie. It's a distraction. Okay.
Okay.
I don't support any evil. They're all wicked, all of them. I don't support what they are doing. I'm not backing anybody, but let me tell you that what you're seeing that they are singing and announcing all over the place is a minute percentage of what the cabal eats every day. In fact, the entirety of the money that is being queried as having been spent by NDDC is a drop in the ocean of how much money that they have eaten, that they continue to eat every second in Nigeria. So I don't even want to talk about that. It's all they want to keep us busy like they've always done. So we are being very careful about focusing on that NDDC thing. Let them do, and they know themselves, not them. Did you hear that the people who form the panel who are investigating the people sitting on the lower side of that whole thing, or that whole chamber, the people on the lower end of that whole thing are accusing the people sitting on the high table? I don't have time for that. They're just joking. They're joking.
Okay, so we see corruption everywhere. This is the NDDC. Now there is the NNPC, or the if we start to probe all those bodies, I'm sure we'll have this same story. So corruption remains an endemic issue in Nigeria. If we do not find a way to cage corruption, we cannot move forward. Please talk to me about your suggestions, or the suggestion of your group, on how to curb corruption in Nigeria.
Okay, Regina, you see, corruption is just one aspect of the problem, and it is important, and that's what people like me, people like Omoyele Sowore, people like so many activists, people like Nnamdi Kanu, and every other activist in that country, Nigeria, what we keep saying is that these people invented corruption as that was something they used for election. That is something they make it like a standard. Corruption is not the standard in Nigeria. It is wickedness in high places. It is an agenda that was established right from colonial times. That agenda, they know what they're doing. They are very, very clear about what they're doing, and they have different phases of that agenda. So I would rather talk about the agenda they have for Nigeria and the trajectory of where this agenda is supposed to lead Nigeria to, and where it is. We are on that journey, except something is done. So what all of us are trying to do is to stop these people who are running this script. There's a script that they have ready made, and that is what you are seeing unfolding. This corruption that you're seeing. Okay, let me even tell you about NDDC. Somebody asked me, oh, but don't you see NDDC? Don't you see that the people that are doing it, they're not even the Fulani Kaba? Yes. The NDDC is like the corrupt policeman at the checkpoint. The corrupt policeman at the checkpoint, he's the one that you see. You may blame him all you want, but there is the Oga that sends him to that checkpoint. He is the one that you never see. That is your problem. It is not the man at the checking point. So all our focus is on the principal actors, the directors of the, not even the principal actors, the directors of the movie. The directors are like Buhari. Directors are like the people that I don't like to remember their name. They are dead. We're even waiting for the rest of them to also end like the ones that ended. They are the ones who perpetrate all this evil against the citizens of a country. I mean, do you know the amount of infants that die in Nigeria because somebody somewhere ate the money that was supposed to be meant to buy drugs to vaccinate these children? Yes. Do you know the amount of children that go to school sitting down on the bare ground, both in the Niger Delta, both in the states where you have the Fulani Caliphate that is perpetrating this wickedness? Do you know the amount of young people that still use slate in 2020? Okay. Do you know the number of accidents that happen on our highways because a group of people gave contracts to people who they knew will not do this contract, who they refused to supervise because they were in on the deal, and they got like 60% of the money as kickback, and they told the man, just do whatever you want to do with 40%. So the man did not construct the road. So trailers have head-on collision with luxurious buses. 70 people die, 100 people die. Do you know the amount of lives that are lost on those roads because they ate the money? Do you know how many people have been killed by Boko Haram simply because Nigerian army was supposed to be equipped with ammunition, but some high-level military officials, generals, ate the money that they were supposed to use to buy ammunition for the soldiers, and so they send the soldiers to just go and fight without ammunition. You want me to go on and on and on?
Okay, so we know all these problems. So what do we do now? Where do we go from here? It's a good thing that we get together and talk about our problems, because that's recognizing your problem is the first step towards solution. But also it's a good thing to have an idea about the solution. In talking, you just said that you do not want to waste your resources on containing the minor players in the big play out of corruption, that you want to face the director. Now, how do we do that? First of all, let us recognize this director. You seem to point out an alleged Fulani cabal, okay? But we do not see the connection, how the Fulani cabal is, distorting things from
How are you? Okay.
Okay, no, let me land, because we have to recognize what our problem is. We have to recognize the source of our problems, and then try to formulate solutions to take us from where we are to an empowered position. Okay, so now we are talking about this alleged Fulani cabal, and I think that the only thing we see them do is not recognizing a federal capital characteristics in appointments. So you have a nation of 200 million people, and all the people governing or all the people in positions of power are from a certain group in the country. And that is not fair if you want to consider that you are not representing the interest of the others. Okay, you have a certain marginalization to people from the eastern part of the country. You have all kinds of things not favoring, the 5% who did not vote for the principal candidate. These kind of things get people annoyed. But what is the real impact? If you don't recognize the real impact of this so-called cabal, you cannot find a solution. So talk to me about your agenda to contain the principal perpetuator of Nigeria's problem, as you put it.
Okay, thank you, Regina.
Yes.
You see, I know how to talk in big words and big ideologies, but it does not help us. So when you see me break things down to basics, it is because you would understand that under the African Action Congress, we ran an election. We had our manifesto, okay, which is captured. If you go to our website, you will see all of those things. I also ran as a governor, and I had my manifesto. Now, in preparing my manifesto, we actually, in African Action Congress Party, we had a shadow government, and we had different departments analyzing the problems that was inside Nigeria. Now, I don't want to take you back to the days of politics, because in our campaign, we outlined everything. We had our agenda that we captured under Spicer Heat, where we had, if you read, you see how we have broken down the problems of Nigeria, and we have tried to provide a solution. Now, the problem is, and that is what you're asking me, I have told you, it's either you take it or you leave it. I've told you that this cabal are the ones who are running things in Nigeria. So because they are running things in Nigeria, unless you decapitate them, you're not going to make any move. They have the stronghold on it, so nothing else can happen. We know the people. It's not like we don't know. We know them. And so when we call for revolution now, what we are telling the people, what we have tried to show Nigerians is that these are the pharaohs who are ruling over you. These are the people who are holding you down. Regina, I can begin to talk from now till tomorrow, listing for you every single thing that these guys are affecting in Nigeria. But the simplest thing I can tell you is that every aspect of human life in Nigeria, every aspect of development in Nigeria is affected by the activity or inactivity of this group. So I'll do you maybe what I can do, because the way it swells in my head, there are so many of them. If you choose any particular one, I can tell you how they are directly involved by the activities of these people. But you even said it, by the way they appoint people, by the way they treat people, by the way they marginalize people, by the way they distribute the resources. This is, at the end of the day, our concern is that the average citizen of Nigeria is poor, is hungry, is sick, is without light, is without good road. So why is all of this happening to them? It is as a result of the activity of this cabal. I don't know how else to put it. If you don't get them, so the solution is this.
Yes.
Because ask for solution. The solution is, if any generation of people do not realize that this is their problem, they are lost, or at the point when they realize that this is our problem, this is the source of our problem, and they do not do anything about it, God cannot come down from heaven and help them. In Nigeria as we speak, everybody has recognized that leadership is the problem.
Yes.
I've tried to change leadership through the polls, and they have seen that their votes don't count. So you need to take these people that are there occupying that seat, you need to remove them from that place. And that's why we have suggested a revolution. It has to be an act of the people. by the people, for the people, that will bring the change that they need.
Okay, thank you so much for your submission. It seems like at this point in time, survival is the name of the game in Nigeria. People are just trying to live every day, trying to be alive for the next day, one foot in front of the other. Survival is the name of the game right now. To help them, right? Okay, what is it? Go ahead, please.
No. Survival was the game like maybe 5 years ago.
What is it now?
Nigerians are dead. They are walking corpses. They are just trying to breathe again. Look, I don't think people realize the state of affairs in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. People are not trying to survive. And when I say people, yes, I don't want anybody to come and show me somebody driving a flashy car in Banana Island. Mm-hmm. No. We're not talking about the 2% of Nigerians. We're talking about the 98%. They are living in abject poverty. Yeah. They do not have any hopes of survival. So survival is no longer the game. It is just managing to like they need like oxygen. You're a nurse, you know what I mean? Like they are dead, they need resuscitation. Yes. Because everything that the average Nigerian behaves, that's why I no longer blame them. Because average Nigerian looks at danger in the face, looked at corrupt officials in the face and what they are doing, and refuses to do anything about it. The level of complacency is the one that you can get only from a lifeless body. Because if they were alive, if they were fighting if you saw somebody fighting for survival, like I said again, you're a nurse. You have seen some people who refuse to die and they fight for their life and they make it. And you must have told a lot of people, do you know why you survive? You survive because you refuse to give up. The average Nigerian has given up a long time ago. They are no longer fighting for survival. Okay, but they are living and they are breathing, okay? And they're trying to get their everyday affairs together. How can we help them from here? What do we do from here? What words do you have to encourage them to? Because if somebody does not have any food to eat, they do not have any good housing or good accommodations, they do not have any jobs, they have no income, they are basically impoverished people. And then you expect them to find some kind of motivation out of them to come out and fight? How will hungry people fight? How will sick people fight? So on the one hand, people might say that the continued impoverishment of Nigerians it's deliberate, to keep them docile, to keep them concerned with survival, so much that they do not, have any motivation to fight. But people have to live and people have to live well. This is why I'm talking about survival strategies. If we cannot do anything right now, the only way to encourage Nigerians to stand up for themselves is to empower them some way, somehow. How do we do that? I propose to you a community action plan. Start from your street, start from your neighborhood, and give to yourselves what you can get for yourselves, and you laugh at that. Tell me why you're laughing at that. Mr. Now, people are living as local government areas unto themselves. They give themselves power. They give themselves water. They do everything. They provide everything for themselves that the government should provide, but does not. Right? How can we support that? How can we encourage that? Okay, after you tell me. Thank you so much. You know why I'm laughing? Tell me what you're laughing. Don't get me wrong, and I don't mean this in a bad manner, please. My dear sister Regina Askia, when you ask these questions, it sounds like it sounds very abstract. It sounds like removed from reality. Yeah, it sounds like the Americana Regina speaking, but the other one. The Imabong. Exactly. Okay. All these things that you have talked about now.
Mm-hmm.
Start something from your streets, do
Yeah.
this. I told you, when we started out as the Take It Back movement.
Yes.
We were like, okay, you know what? They have taken power out of the Nigerian. They have taken everything, dignity, whatever that made a person a human being in Nigeria had been taken away from them. So the Take It Back movement came to try to restore this thing. And we tried to sensitize people. We made people realize that, oh my goodness, all hope is not lost. We told them who they were. We told them the powers that they possess.
Mm-hmm.
And the awareness was created. We now realize that no, the politicians were spoiling our message. So, and the politicians were laughing at us because we couldn't speak on the same platform as the politicians. That's why we went ahead and we formed the African Action Congress so that we can be on the same platform as the old politicians and be able to tell our people how to take back their life. Let me inform you, you are right. The powers that be, the people that sit in positions where they could have empowered the people, they refuse to empower the people. You can see from the NDDC probe how they take the money that is meant to empower the people, they eat it by themselves, and the people are left to be poor, they are left to be beggarly, and they are left to be dependent on the same politicians. So all of these monies, in fact, we've come to a point where these politicians have so much permeated the very fiber of the people that the people don't even know how to think otherwise. They're just beggars. They just extend their hand for you to
Mm-hmm.
just give them. They no longer you trying to teach them how to fish. It no longer works in our society. Nobody has the patience anymore. What they want is give me fish today, right now.
Yes.
I'm hungry. So
Okay.
all of those programs, they no longer work in Nigeria. How would they work? Even when you come out with a program that will help your community, the political class will sabotage your program because they are afraid. Let me tell you, these guys they are so scared of anything that will emancipate the people from mental slavery, according to Bob Marley. So
Mm-hmm.
anything that you start, they will label you something and turn the people against you. But that is what we continue to do. That honestly, the people, what they need right now, Shebi, even you get palliative.
Yes.
But do you think that palliative, they are still eating it up till now?
It's finished.
Good. So we need to make them understand that their money, their resources, their entitlement is in the hands of that councillor, it's in the hands of that commissioner, it's in the hands of that member of House of Representatives, it's in the hands of the senator, the hands of the governor.
Exactly.
By the time I'm not subscribing for violence, but
Uh-huh.
by the time they block the councillor and refuse him from leaving the village, the
Yes.
councillor will run to the local government chairman. By the time they sack the local government chairman from the local government secretariat, he will run to the governor. By the time the whole state goes after the governor will run to Abuja. Abuja
How
will do
does that
something.
start? How does that start? Is it not by organizing your village? Is it not organizing your community? Is it not like putting people in positions to go
So
and
we
do
did
these
all
things?
that. So we did all that. That's why I'm telling you,
Uh-huh.
what I just described for you is how revolution is done.
Okay.
So that is where we are right now.
Okay. You don't seem to have any belief in this prescription you have just given us because you said you already did that and it didn't work, right?
No. I'm telling
Yes.
when we came for election, I'm just trying to tell you, when we came for elections and we tried to work with the people, we
Yeah.
even started I have a foundation on my own. I've tried to do these things. The environment in our country, in other places, when you come with a program that is supposed to help your community. Your local government runs to assist you, to partner with you, to work with you. The state government runs to, you cannot do this in isolation. You cannot bring something to work in a state if the state government does not work with you.
Okay.
They will bring all the agencies to work against you. So I'm trying to tell you that anybody who comes with a program that will open the eyes of the people, they attack you, they work against you. So all the ones that we tried to do, it didn't work. That's what I'm telling you. The ones we tried to do did not work. So right now, the only thing, because we have identified that it is the leadership is the problem that the citizenry have. So the citizenry needs to focus their attention on getting rid of the leadership.
How?
Leaders, let me tell you the problem in Nigeria.
Yes.
Leaders are supposed to be servants of the people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Unfortunately, in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. The leader is supposed to set the table for the citizens and then stand beside them and say, do you want water? Is the food good? Do you need extra food? It's supposed to take care like a sheep and a shepherd.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in Nigeria, but the leaders understand this, and that is why during the election, they go home and they kneel down and they beg the people for their votes. They realize that they are nothing without the people. They realize that their strength is in the people.
Yes.
But as soon as they get elected, guess what happens? They make all the citizenry stand around their table while they sit down and they eat. And when the crumbs fall off the table, the citizenry, they go after that crumbs and they are so happy and they thank the man. That is why a governor will get up and go and build 5 or 10 kilometer road for a community, and they will be thanking the governor as if it is the governor's money that he used to build the road.
Okay, so you have made one suggestion in that the leadership should be changed, and we can only do this through the ballot. Okay, now this brings up.
It does not work. We have tried it now.
I refuse to give up on Nigeria. I refuse to tell everybody to just lay down and die at this point. I refuse.
No,
so
I didn't say we should lay down and die.
We can do. There has to be something everybody can bring to the table to make it better for Nigerians. And
Regina, let me ask you a question. Sorry, yes. Regina.
Yes.
Do you sincerely, from your heart of heart,
yes,
with the way you have seen Nigeria, do you really believe that any election in Nigeria, do you trust the Electoral Commission to organize a credible election in Nigeria?
Only by going through the community. From community empowerment to people empowerment to...
No, you didn't answer the question. I asked you a very direct question.
Okay.
Do you believe that the Electoral Commission in Nigeria, INEC, as it is called...
The way it is, no.
Good.
The way it is beautiful. Right now, no.
Thank you very much. So the next thing, at least we are on the same page.
Okay.
So if they cannot organize a credible election, why should we go on a suicide mission to a people who are not going to give us our vote that we are going to cast? Why do you want to deal with those kind of people?
Sir, okay, you have taken us through why voting in Nigeria will not work. But what do you say that the people do? Because I am not about to say...
I told you, every time I tell you...
Tent or Israel. No, it is
not asked me this question.
Nigeria. I have asked 5 times. You are giving me problems and problems.
No. You fail to accept my solution.
What is your solution? Getting rid of the leadership. How do you get rid of the leadership through the ballot?
Okay, let me say this for the record so that I will answer this your question finally. You have asked me for what the solution is, and I have told you there is need to change the government of the day. the leadership of the day. And you have told me, you have suggested election. I asked you whether you think these people conducting the election can give you a credible, and you
said no.
So we are at a point right now where we have to make sure that we bring a new order that will be able to organize a credible election, or a credible, even manage a sane society.
Yes, I agree.
So that's why I'm telling you, the only way the people, look, when you push someone to the wall, I am not the one that will tell that person what to do. You as a female, if a man is confronting you in a dark alley or anywhere, and you're fighting him off, and he pushes you to the ground or pushes you to the wall, I am not the one to tell you what to do. You are the one that will fight back. How you will fight back, and how Jane or Adeline or Irene or Neka will fight back is different. Nigerians are at a point where they have been pushed to the wall. Only a tree, it is only a tree that watches a man approaching it with an axe to cut it down, and the man changes his clothes, sharpens the axe, and approaches the tree and starts cutting the tree, and the tree does not do anything. If you do that to a human being, if I have to tell that human being what to do, I don't know if that person is.
That is the definition of anarchy. When a people lose trust in their government, when a people lose trust in their government and take powers into their own hands and react in a way they feel is the only way that will ensure their survival, that becomes anarchy. We do not want to get to that point, because
why
violent.
Regina, okay, yes. Please tell me what to do. I really need that. You seem to know it all, and let's abandon.
Who will I ask? I brought you here because you're wearing the orange.
Regina, let's abandon my suggestion, okay? Let us be this nice Nigerian people that we were from so many years ago. Meanwhile, while we are being nice to these people, do you know how many of us have been killed by Boko Haram just because we've been nice?
2 weeks ago or last week, 5 were killed.
No, talk about the thousands. Now 5 is just 5.
Every day.
Do you know how many people Boko Haram has killed up to date? So they killed us while we're being nice. While we're being nice, do you know how many people Fulani herdsmen have killed, even in my own village? While we're being nice, you make me go through this thing that I read for you before. You know how many of my children, let me say I'm the country Nigeria, I'm the citizen of Nigeria. Do you know how many of my young children have died while we're still waiting? Do you know how many graduates don't have jobs and have, because of frustration, committed suicide while we're waiting? Do you know how many of them got into... No. So the thing is, when you keep saying that our suggestion of a revolution is anarchy, and you have said you are contradicting, we're not getting anywhere, because if I want to go to the polls with you, you already told me that the polls are not reliable. So what am I going to do?
All right, let me tell you what we're going to do. That takes us back to square one. At the beginning of this conversation, I suggested something. Okay, let's talk about security and dying. Or how many people have been killed? How many people Fulani herdsmen have killed? Now, if I lived in this community, right, and I know that Fulani herdsmen invade this community, and we organize like a vigilante, and we tell these people, watch the borders of this community, and we in the community pay a certain...
Where do I get money? Where do I get money to pay the vigilante guy?
Okay, let me tell you something. Now, people in this community, we're not just sitting down here with no money. We are not just sitting down here jobless. We have to create streams of income for our little community.
How?
Okay. I'm landing.
I live in Canada.
Okay.
It is easy for me, and I have like 6 companies in Canada. I'm a very busy person. Now, I am able to create I'm also a coach. I teach people about multiple streams of income. I can do it here in Canada. Me and you are having a faultless internet streaming because you're in America and I am in Canada. If this stream was between me or you and somebody in Nigeria, you know what will be happening. Now, the environment, the economics of Nigeria has been skewed in such a way that it makes it absolutely impossible for that person who wants to have this multiple. So I
am talking about very rudimentary systems of survival. I am talking about very.
Why are you focused? Why are you focused on the rest of us on that street contributing money to protect 2 senators on that street whom we know?
We're not protecting senators. We're protecting ourselves. We're protecting our children.
But I have a problem with you. I have a problem with that idea. I would rather, because, so on that street represents the average collection of Nigerians. So on that street.
Don't do that. Don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. Because
Why?
It's a very different variety of Nigerians. The Nigerians that live in the city is a very different reality from the Nigerians that live in the farms that the Boko Haram is invading and killing people.
Give me an example.
Give
me an example and let us discuss it. Which environment do you want us to talk about the people living on that street?
Let us talk about the rural community. I gave you an example of those people who are facing onslaught from Boko Haram. So let us talk about the rural community.
Let me describe.
Okay, go ahead. I'm interviewing you.
Yeah, let me describe that village for you.
Yes.
So there is a village. In this village, there are bad roads.
Yes.
They don't have electricity.
Yes.
They go to farm in the bush. You know, they have this farm that's around the house. That's where you plant corn and the basic things. But the main farm is a little further in the forest where you farm like cassava and yams.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, they can no longer go to those places because the people there are the people that have taken over their farms are Fulani headsmen armed with AK-47s.
Yes.
Now, hold on. So, these people in that village, they gather together and they say, exactly, I'm just trying to show you what you're suggesting, that we're past that. So, I am a member of the village. We come together and we form a vigilante group.
Yeah.
We form a vigilante group and we cannot fight these guys with AK-47. So we buy double barrel guns. Guess what happens? Immediately we announce that we have a vigilante group. The chief of police or whoever he is announces through the president that everybody who is caught with a double barrel gun will be in prison, that we should disarm everybody. We should actually surrender our double barrel guns. Guess what we told them? We say, okay, but those guys in the bush have AK-47. They told us to shut up. As we still talk today, the guys that were like 4 or 5 of them in our bushes, they are now hundreds. During the pandemic, they shift a lot more of them. Now, what am I supposed to do? So how am I supposed to fight? I am not only fighting these guys in the bush, but can you see that bird, that little bird that is dancing in the road, there is something in the bush that is beating the drums for it. Oh. It is not by coincidence that the same person who overlooks the Fulani headsman who is killing my people, who has submachine guns, is the same person who comes to arrest the little vigilante that we formed and disarms us. What do you think is at play here?
Okay, now you have really opened the curtain and shown us what's going on. Okay.
There are so many things to show. So now we are living in a situation where we go forward, problem. We go backwards, problem. We ask you to, let me tell you what happened in my own village. They caught some Fulani men. We have a vigilante. I contribute money to the vigilante in my village. It's not that I don't know. We bought motorcycles for them. We bought a truck for them. All these things are happening in so many villages.
Yeah.
Now, the vigilante people apprehended Fulani headsmen. I don't know how they did it with their submachine gun. Took them to the police station. Do you know what the DPO did?
What?
The DPO called them and told them that he got order from above that he should release those people immediately. We refused. We said, no, he must take them up to the state capital. He didn't listen to us. He let them go. Okay. So over to you now. Pass the ball over to you. Continue with the organization of the community. I've just told you my own story.
Okay. Oh my God, it's so hopeless. Okay.
And this is we are talking about a cow goes into a farm, and there are tons and tons of videos. They go into a farm. There are grasses that the cows can eat and be healthy all they want. They leave these grasses. They go into the farms. They uproot the cassavas. They uproot the yams. They feed the cassava stalks to their cows. And you see our women run to them and say, what are you doing? They catch the women. There are videos that are online where in Enugu State, I'm not telling you else, in Enugu State, they capture a female, they video this female, 5 men, Fulani men, they rape this young girl. And they have a video of it. And they say there's nothing you can do. And up till now, nothing anybody can do. Look, you don't seem to understand the power that we're fighting against. They own the army. They own the navy. They own the air force. They own the police. They own the custom. So what are you telling me?
All right. So in the light of all this, it seems to me that there's absolutely nothing that your revolution now can do to rescue Nigeria. Absolutely nothing. Because you read with all the walls you have just mentioned.
My dear, you can take a horse to the stream, but you cannot force the horse to drink water. Unfortunately, we showed the people what their problems were. We identified it for them. We chronicled it for them. We told them about NDDC a long time ago. We told them everything they are seeing right now. We told them. When we told them, they collected 1,000 to 2,000 and they put back, but well, let me give it to them. It wasn't them. They muzzled their way back to leadership. Okay, we said, okay, since you people have come to power, you promised to pay this. You promised to do that. You promised to do that. Can you please do it for the people? They said, go to hell. We're not going to do it. And the people cannot do anything. We turn to the people and we say, are you not seeing what is going on? Can't you see that your generation is dying? Get up and do something. Take your country back. Well, they said, no, why are you calling for a revolution? If you call for a revolution, there will be no money. They won't give us this. They won't give us that. Okay, a few weeks, a few months after we call for the revolution now, the situation that they find themselves in is far worse than it was when we call for revolution now. So right now, the die is cast.
Yes.
Our future, our fate is in our hands. The people of Niger Delta are watching right now. Most of them don't even have light. They are buying water because their streams are polluted. They don't have drugs in their hospitals. They don't have good roads, but they are watching as we are being shown exactly. I see the picture you're putting up. By the way, I've not been seeing you. I've only been seeing myself. I don't know why. So, yeah, the people of Niger Delta are watching what is going on. Let us see if they can rise up now that they have been shown. But if we can show all of this thing, and yet the people cannot do what they are supposed to do, what can we do? We can't do anything. We can't do much. So when you say there is no hope, there's nothing we can do. No, there we have shown the way. Am I in Nigeria? Do I look to you like I don't have light? Do I look to you like I'm suffering in Canada? I don't need the hospitals. My children are not going to attend the hospitals in Nigeria. And when I say this, people say, Chidi, you're talking out of pride. No, it's not out of pride. I left Canada, I left my job, I came and spent 7 months in Nigeria showing Omoyele Sowore came down. He's still there right now because he is trying to show the people what to do.
Okay, all right. Hold that train of thought. I'll come back to you. I have several comments from the audience, and if anybody in the audience wants to comment, please let me know. Indicate, and I'll take your question on. I have somebody who asked what your revolution now is offering Nigeria right now, but all that you have gone through already. So I would ask them to watch the video. Another one says that Regina does not understand how the Nigerian system works. After the normal counting, INEC does collation. It cannot work. Nigerian system relegates logic and normal thinking. Do you know any MC Olomo in Lagos mainland? Ask Showore, what is that about? And that comment came from Ayo at Atobatele. I also have Luzila Ozora. Okay, answer for the orange hat man. No vote will ever be satisfactory. No reformation will ever work. Because as humans, there will always be lack of balance. Let us all begin from our little circles to contribute and give back to the society. But you shut that one down also when you showed us what would happen in the village if we tried to do the community protection. Thank you for watching from Seattle, Omoru. Thank you for your comments. Please keep them coming in. I'll be reading them out. So you were talking about Showore being in Nigeria, trying to tell them what to do or trying to show them what to do. It doesn't seem to me like there's anything that anybody can do from inside Nigeria, short of Nigerians rising up together and shouting with one voice against what is going on. And that is not going to be possible because the people, as I have seen them, are totally impoverished. Their business from sun up to sundown right now is trying to survive, trying to stay alive, because people have coming from across the borders to impose on them. The government is not supplying the basic needs, the basic needs for subsistence existence in Nigeria, so you cannot expect anything major from people like that. So it seems to me like from inside Nigeria, nothing is going to happen. And I'm not ready to say to your tents, oh Israel, I know you are a proponent of Biafra, but I also fail to see how Biafra will work or help solve this situation. Because one of the problems you have here is what is going to go on in Biafra. So
no, Regina,
we are lost.
Tell me when you change gear now. You're driving the motor. I don't know. Where are we changing?
Just follow me. Whatever I say, you should say, just say it. Follow me.
I told you, let me tell you, Nigeria is a motor without steering and brakes. So now I'm cautious about being in the motor. So if you want us to, you said a lot of things, okay? Yeah. And look, Nigeria has, it looks like it has defiled solution, but it has not. It has, look, the people who are at the helm of our affairs, the people who are pulling the strings, there are not plenty of them. Oh. There are not plenty. We know them. We see them. It is what you need. Who owns the land? It is the people. The power. all struggles in history, all struggles for emancipation has always been about mobilizing the people, about sensitizing the people.
Yes.
Do you understand? And that's what it has always been. It is not by you empowering them with physical things. When you have come to a point, it is a matter of, look, you have said it. When you are in survival mode, don't you have to fight back?
Yes.
So the Nigerian, he is so confused. He is so tired. He does not know what. He is looking at the devil and the deep blue sea. He must fight. You cannot negotiate your way out of. Do you think, excuse me, Regina,
yes.
Do you sincerely believe that the people who have made this power their own personal property, you think they are willing to let go? You think they are willing to surrender just by negotiation? They wake up, they say, okay, since you people say you want this thing, we have, okay, hold on, will they come? Okay, make what you go do. But I say these people, make we just give the power back to them. That means all the oil block. That means all the oil block. Make we give them all the oil block. And look, Regina now is from Niger Delta. If Regina has oil block, is there anything wrong with that? That means we'll leave the oil block. Yes, so that means we'll leave something like being chief of army staff. All the money we're getting from it. Yes, so you mean we will no longer be in charge of Navy? You mean you think it will happen? It will not happen. These people, the strategy they have, the plans that they have, the positioning they have positioned people. The plan is a very long time plan. It's not a plan of tomorrow. So when you understand the magnitude of your problem, your strategy has to begin to look like you are ready to face your giant. If you're going to fight against an elephant, you don't prepare like you're going to fight against a dog. No way. The powers that be, they are Herculean. They have they have strangled Nigeria. They have. I'm trying to look for the right analogy to explain what I'm saying.
Yes, continue.
The grip they have on Nigeria. They are. You see, they are extinguishing the lives. Do you know how many women are dying at childbirth? Do you know how many women are dying with babies just because of poor management of our health? See, Regina, which part? See, these people, it is not just by their direct action. You have to understand that what they do has multiple ripple effects on our community. Do you understand?
Yes.
So they are killing people every day. They are killing, like, just this morning, I'll be yesterday, there was an accident on between Edo and Delta, and the trailer fell. This trailer fell, and petrol was gushing out, just to show you what kind of desperate people Nigerians have become. They went and they were fetching the fuel.
Oh my God.
And of course, something happened, a spark happened, and the fuel caught fire. It burnt the cars, it burnt so many people. Even as those people's dead bodies were lying down and burning, other people were busy collecting rice from the car, the vehicle that got caught up in that fire. The dead people that were roasted, that were still, smoking around them, they were still collecting their rice. This is the level that this country are talking about. This is the level that the people have degenerated to. So they see, desperate times require desperate measures.
Yeah.
We are no longer in a period of talking and negotiating. What do you want? Look at. Okay, so can we talk about Biafra now?
We've changed gear. Go ahead.
So Biafra is like a marriage. I've taken my time to read a lot of history because I just paused and said, let me go down to my roots. I've always loved my people. That's why I ran for governorship. But I said, in the middle of all of this, let me pause and go back and see the origin of all of these things. And quickly I discovered that right from the get-go, it was the people of the East and the West that wanted independence. The people of the North did not want. And the British connived with them and enabled them, prepared them, and the West had to wait for these people to be ready. And they were actually amalgamated, fused into the people of the West. So we have always been the pro-Nigeria. We are the ones that wanted a country.
Okay. So Biafra is
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm getting somewhere.
To Nigeria. To a hopeless Nigeria. So Biafra would be the war you're bringing to the elephant. It will be the solution to the hopeless Nigeria.
I'm coming now. I'm coming. So where a man is in a relationship with 2 or 3 wives, and one of the wives, which is the Biafran wife, has tried so much, very good wife, intelligent, industrious.
Yes.
Wherever she goes, she builds houses, she buys land. You give her a swamp, she builds a house in it. Whatever, has been a good wife. Now, the husband suddenly said that the wife did something, and then turned and declared a war against the wife, killed a lot of her children, and marginalized her, took thousands of her money, and gave her only 20 pounds to continue. She started afresh inside the same marriage. But inside this marriage, this man continued to maltreat this woman. Every time he continues to maltreat this woman, this woman has gotten to a point where she said, you know what, sir? I no do again. I want divorce. The man said, if you go, you know, you will not have this, you will not become strong, you will not be this, you will not become a big economy. The woman said, yes, sir, I agree, but I want to go with the 2 remaining of my children. Take everything, take your house, so take your ring. We'll start from scratch. The man now says, no, you will not go anywhere. Why does this man not want this woman to go?
He likes her soup.
What?
He likes her soup.
Okay, good. If you like a woman, I love my wife. If my wife frowns her face, I'm worried. I ask her, baby, what is it? What did I do? But this man, when the wife frowns face, he will kick her out of the house and tell her, God. The man does not want the wife to go because the man takes the money that the wife gets from her business. When the wife keeps the money, this man will take the money and go and drink. So the man needs the woman to remain in his house and be going to market and doing the business and bringing the money. Let me just bring it down to reality.
Yes.
It is difficult, absolutely difficult and senseless.
Yes.
For a people whom came together, not by a consensus of all of them, right from even when Nigeria was formed, the name was not as a consensus. We got the name from the girlfriend of Lord Lugard. Fine. But you joined 3 people. Even the constitution that established us, it is not in our favor. It is not a constitution of the people. The people have asked you, let us sit down and review this constitution. They had a constitutional conference. After they refused it, after they reviewed the constitution, told you this is what will make us stay together. You kicked that constitution away. Every time they give you a suggestion, you refuse. Okay, you do not want the people from this same area to be in your government. You even say that you will not attend to the needs of the people that gave you 5% vote. So the people have finally said, you know what? They even asked you to restructure. If you had restructured Nigeria, there will not be any agitation for Biafra. If you had, Regina, please tell me why an Onitsha trader would have to import goods. The goods will land in Lagos port. He will have to charter a trailer to take that good from Lagos and pass all the way back to the east. Meanwhile, there is the same Atlantic Ocean in Port Harcourt, the same Atlantic Ocean in Calabar, but you refuse to build a port for him in Port Harcourt. You can even dredge River Niger down to Onitsha, but you refuse. Tell me why you keep on punishing this guy to the point where he says, okay, you don't want to restructure, you don't want to put us in government with you, you don't want to repair our place, you can't even build the second Niger bridge, you deliberately just release, you don't have security for us. We want to be on our own. And you are the one telling the person that they cannot survive on their own. Let them, why don't you just leave them alone first of all? So the solution right now, when it pertains to Biafra, is that since you at the top, you are not willing to have a conducive atmosphere where people who have a common claim to the resources of the land can share in these resources equitably. Since you will not accept that kind of system, these people will have to seek for their own emancipation. They would have to be on their own and govern themselves. One thing you cannot deny a human being, and this is guaranteed in the United Nations Charter of Human Rights, people must have a right to determine who they want to be with. If the woman does not love you,
let her go.
Other thing, let her go. Any other thing you are doing is either kidnap or rape. Nigeria is raping Biafra. Let them leave Biafra alone. Let them go if they want to go. People have told me, how will you go? If you go, you will not have the big economy. You will not have economic power. You will not be protected. You are not surrounded by water.
Okay.
I don't understand why you are the one now telling me how.
Okay. Sir,
yes.
Even Showore himself said that if there was restructuring and consideration for people of the East, there will not be so much clamoring for Biafra. But I have a question from Chris Obokiulu. He says, can you ask him if he has had a look at the map of Biafra in Nigeria and speak to the feasibility of Biafra, the way the Biafra project is being pursued at the moment?
I can answer.
Yes, answer, please.
Me and my wife.
Take a deep breath. Yeah.
Me and my wife, we buy gari, we buy sugar. You buy your plantain, you buy your cow meat, you buy everything. All of us, we dey talk for village square. I can't say, bros, I want to go home and eat with my wife. We want to go and drink our gari. You say, no. If you go and drink that gari, you will not like it. How dare you? What we are telling you is, whether you look at the map of Biafra, whether you think it will not work, why is it your headache? Why are you drinking Panadol for my headache? Leave me and my wife to go and drink our gari now. You drop your, do you see how very ridiculous it is? This person that is asking you this question, I agree. Biafra will not work. Biafra is isolated. Biafra this. We are not intelligent. We cannot survive on our own. But why don't you leave us alone to go and do this? I wish ask that question to that person again. Why is it bothering? Why do you love us so much that you want to protect us from ourselves?
Yeah. Okay.
Let me tell you something. The thing is, people don't want to be truthful to themselves.
Yeah.
The only reason why you will not let the Biafran go, and that is actually very unfortunate, because the same person that you defeated during the war, the same person that you killed more than 50 million of their people, the same person that you seized every single property they have in every area of Nigeria, the same person that you took all their money and you gave, even if you were a billionaire in Biafra, you were given 25 pounds to continue with. These same people, and while the war was going on, you were in school, your schools were going on. These same people rose out of the ashes of the war. And today, they are still established. They are growing. Everywhere they come, they buy land, they establish. You have this fear that the white person, sorry, I don't want to sound racist, but this fear that the white person has of the black man, that's the same fear that people have about the Biafran in Nigeria. Otherwise, leave them alone now. It's like Pharaoh and the children of Israel. When they say they want to go, why do you think Pharaoh was fighting for them to stay? Because Pharaoh needed them. Biafra doesn't need Nigeria. It is Nigeria that needs Biafra. But Nigeria says, no, it's a lie. You cannot do without us. If we cannot do without you, then the best you can do is leave us to go and suffer now. Leave us, we'll go and die. Then that's your wife that you know that when they leave you, they will be roaming around in the street. What will you do? If she packs her bag to go, you say, okay, Mama Ngozi, bye-bye. You lock your door. Because you are convinced that within a short time she's going to come back. But if you are convinced that she's going to come back, how come you are still... This your idea of that you love Mama Ngozi is not true. You don't love her. If you love her and you treat her like a loved wife, she will not go anywhere.
Okay. All right. I have a comment here, okay, from Mr. Sunday J. Omoru. He says, Regina and Chidi, how about those of you who have been here for long and have achieved some amount of success? Attorneys, doctors, law enforcement, computer scientists, programmers, etc. How about you come together as an NGO or some sort of organization registered in Canada and here in the United States, if possible, Nigeria too, with the purpose to act as a body that checkmates Nigerian politicians and agencies, torchlight their activities here in America, Europe, and Canada, educate and find ways to change the idea of pay me before I vote for you in Nigeria, teach Nigerians how to hold their government officials accountable, fight for a way to make Nigerians in diaspora participate in voting. Add your own idea. This is very brilliant from Mr. Omoru, but then again, you're going to shoot it down. Let's see.
No, I'm not going to shoot it. Why should I shoot it down?
Okay, go ahead.
From Mr. Omoru, what's his name? Sorry.
Yes, Mr. Omoru.
Dear Mr. Omoru, what I'm trying to tell you is that I don't have the strength to reinvent the wheel. Okay? There is a wheel already invented. I can only use that wheel in maybe another, like a car, a truck, or something. A wheel is a wheel. That wheel, that organization, that body, that association is called the Take It Back movement. We had that. Take It Back movement started from outside the country. It was started by people who fit into the description of these people that you have listed. It was lawyers, it was doctors, it was architects, it was historians, it was publishers like Omoyele Sowore. They left everything they were doing and they went to Nigeria and they did exactly what, in fact, what you're doing like somebody called me and said, Dr. Chidi, I want you to be part of forming something. I said, you didn't go to read about me before you, because if you read about me, you see that you're asking me to do what we already did. You see, IPOB, and that's why I always talk about IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu also started his own from outside the country. So we will only go round and round and round to come back to the place where I am telling you that people have done everything there is to do. The ball, we have dribbled it and we have beat everybody and we have set the ball. We put the ball for penalty. And we are asking the Nigerian people to shoot the ball and score the goal. I can do it for you. It's in your hands right now. There is no amount of organization that you form right now that will be better or different than what has been formed before. I'm telling you, nothing you will do right now, who is going to form it? Is it Nigerians in USA? That have, even you, Regina, haven't you formed other things? Are you not engaged in things that are, you even went home to go and do something during the COVID-19 period. And I told you, I have a foundation, it's called My Root Foundation. I belong to WhatsApp groups. I know what is happening in my village up to yesterday through the WhatsApp groups. We contribute money. I participate with what is going on, and I know about what's happening in my village now more than some people who are in the village themselves. So we have done all that there is to do. And my Bible has told me, haven't done all to stand. That's where we are right now.
So we're also standing.
We are standing. I am standing. It is not me anymore. I have played my role. See, if I die today, I'm not going to die with regrets. And every day, I drink Panadol sometimes because after shouting every day on my platform, I get headache. And that is my way of always trying to, open the eyes of our people, to sharpen their consciousness, to tell them. I even had to act a skit with my family.
Okay.
What haven't I done? I have come. I went to Nigeria. I wake up in the morning. I will walk through all the markets. So dust, everything. We will go and campaign. They'll be laughing at us. But we did all that. Showore did all that. Nnamdi Kanu came down. He spoke. See why I always talk about Showore, talk about Nnamdi Kanu. I try to show you different sides of the coin to let you know that from all angles, people have tried. People continue to try. And please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that all hope is lost, but I'm saying that we need other people. We need other people to recognize that only us can free ourselves from the bondage that we are caught in. Nobody can help us but us.
But I talked with you. Okay, before we close, we have had a very factual and intellectual discussion today. And I'm happy that I talked to you because you opened my eyes to so many facets that out here we don't really get to see nor understand. But then I refuse to believe that all hope is lost. But let me ask you, because before we came here, we had a talk. Okay. Oh, now that's my train of thought. What do we do to prepare ourselves? We were talking about preparing the Nigerian populace and advising them not to collect money to vote for a certain person, to vote a certain person into office. What do we do to make them understand that it's time for them to really consider themselves? Not just the rice they'll collect and eat today, not the 1,000 naira they'll collect and eat today. You explain to me that it is because of the situation on ground that people were too hungry, too destitute, too poor to walk away from whatever the politicians are offering. How do we prepare ourselves now for 2023 so that we can make a stronger impact? We don't believe in INEC, but what can we do? We can't just lay down. Nigerians, in trying to take their lives and fates into their hands, they're going to turn up to vote. They're going to vote the right people into office, unless you're telling them to go fight, which is not what we are subscribing to. How do we sensitize everybody towards 2023? And before we close, tell us one or two things that we should do, that we each could do to help Nigeria stand.
The number one thing we must do is not to plan for 2023.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Because if you plan for 2023, it's like putting the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm.
How can you be, our people have a proverb. They say, Ana azotani wee zobute. What it means is that you have to first of all secure the ground now before you start fighting for the mat.
That's
So
Dominic puts it. How do we secure the ground?
I'm coming now.
Okay.
So if you go and fight and get you're preparing for the mat, how to buy the mat, what to do about the mat. Okay, finally, so you get the mat. Which ground are you going to put the mat on? So what I'm trying to say is that we know this system that is there on the ground. They continue to show us what this system is made up of. We can see it clearly. We must continue to address the problem that is the system itself. If we do not do anything about the system and it gets to 2023, I might as well show you the results of the election of 2023 right now. I can write the result for you. So I'm telling you, look, there is a saying that doing the same thing over and over again that does not yield any result for you and expect to get a new result, that is madness. Every time we go to the polls, we go and cast our vote. We told them before that we can't trust this vote. They said, you people just came from America, you came from Canada with all your big grammar. Who told you? Come and participate in the election. The votes will count. We told the people to participate. We went to the village and we told the old woman to go and get her voter's card. She stood on that line for long hours to get her voter's card. Some months to the election, we sent her back again to go and verify or something. She went back to verify. Then on the day of the election, we sent her out again. She stood on that line for hours with sun and rain. Some of them brought their mats. I'm sure you remember.
Yes.
After casting their votes, the ballot box that they even put their vote was not even counted. So that is the system that is called Nigeria. And for you to sit down and say you are willing to plan for that period, it sounds like madness to me. Special apologies to anybody who doesn't see it that way. So I am more focused on Nigerians trying to go after the system. You must go after the jugular. Is that what they call it? You must give the blow to the system that will stun the system and make it change. When the system changes, then we can now look at the possibility of having an election and all of those things. So, but the way things happen in Nigeria, it is unpredictable. Something can happen. So that's why
I think if people understood what that blow would be, what that blow would mean, what that blow would constitute,
I can tell you what that blow will constitute.
Tell us.
On the side of Omoyele Sowore, you can see why he gives the regime sleepless nights. They don't like somebody like him. They don't like him at all because his activities, the thing he says, the thing he does, even with his newspaper, he keeps these people on their toes and it makes them very angry. Now, somebody like Nnamdi Kanu, the thing he does, the thing he says, it keeps them also on their toes and makes them uncomfortable. If we, can you imagine if there were duplications of people like that in that country? That system will bow to its knees. All we want is for this. Why is it so difficult for these people to just do the right thing? Just do the right thing. Just do something that is people friendly. Just do something that is geared towards improving the lives of people. You find it hard to do. It will not be well for them. It will not be well for them, my dear.
Okay. All right. It seems like we have come to the end of this very enlightening discussion. I thank you for your time. Even though you have left me feeling like there is no hope and there's nothing I can do, that all my efforts are equals to naught, I still believe in the power of the people, in community organization, starting in the street, getting in your neighborhood, spreading to your village. However, whatever it takes to stand, we must do it to stand.
I wish you well, Regina. You know, if you ask me for support,
Yeah.
I will give you my support like I've given a lot of people.
The worst
And
that can happen, yes. The worst
yes,
that can happen is for us to be checkmated. But at least we will stay alive and we'll be able to give ourselves a good quality of life in whatever community we have been able to build together. We must try. We
but
have
what we must
to
do,
try.
what we must do is that
Yes.
we must be strategic. We must be tactical.
Yes.
We must now channel our resources
Yes.
in the way that it will be useful to our people. For instance, as I speak to you, a lot of our people, especially in the East and the West, we've been surrounded by people that we do not know where they came from. They don't speak even the native Fufude language of the Fulani people. They are from outside the country, but they have taken over our place. They are raping our mothers. They are killing our people. We are focusing on protecting ourselves. We're doing a lot of things, okay? I'm not saying we cannot continue to do these things. So it's a two-pronged approach.
Yes.
While we are facing these people, we are also doing the best we can to see that we help our people until that point where their level of consciousness has been exposed, and they stand up for their rights, and they do the needful, and they take their country, their region back.
All right. I totally agree with that. But our work is cut out for us. Those of us who are out here who are comfortable, we could establish a borehole. We could help set up like small schools. We could help send, pay people to have a nurse run a clinic somewhere. We could help a village, the people in that environment, we could help them stand. We could help them pay vigilantes to protect them as they go work on their farms. So at least there'll be food. At least there'll be a school. At least there'll be work for people to do. At least there'll be some kind of life going on. And while we're doing this, hopefully the Shawaris of this world, the Mogalus of this world, the Dr. Chidis of this world will be out there projecting an agenda to help or to request for the inclusion of the rest of us, the rest of Nigeria, or the totality of the people of Nigeria into.
But Regina, sorry to cut you short.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you short, because I don't want, you see why I don't want us to focus on doing this self-help project. When we do this, when we focus on this, we are enabling those officials, because what they do is they look at us, and every time they see us contribute money, we build the schools, we contribute money to pay NEPA bills, we contribute money to build the health center, while they take the money and go and buy houses abroad. So I don't want us to keep focusing on that.
Yeah.
The people should realize that it is not really their duty to contribute money to provide security for themselves, to contribute money to provide drugs for the hospital, to contribute money to renovate. There is money for those things. They should go after the people that eat the money.
Okay, they should go after the people. How? Hungry people, sick people, go after the people. How? It's not going to work. It's not going to
Okay.
work.
Okay.
We have to strategize. We have to find a way. There are many ways to skin a cat, and there are many ways to solve a problem. So we have
You need to confront. You need to confront. And Regina, don't keep telling the people that they don't have the power.
They have
They
the power.
need to rise up and confront the people who are oppressing them. They have the power. Who told you they don't have the power?
Well, after they eat, after they get that malaria tablet, after they are seen in the hospital, they'll have the power and they'll be able to go out there and fight. Okay. So there are many ways to skin a cat. So we have to find a way. We can't just lay down and die. We can't just roll over and let people run roughshod all over Nigeria. Okay. And then a situation that does not offer the collateral damage of so many people dying is the best solution for all of us. Okay. Thank you. Do you have
no. So sorry, Regina. Yes. We must not scare the people. The people already are experiencing collateral loss of life. Okay. So whatever strategy we are proposing is to stop that collateral loss of life, not to bring another one.
Okay. Thank you so very much for spending your afternoon with us. All right. In closing, say something to the people, and then we will call it a day, and then we'll continue our fight on WhatsApp.
Okay. My message to the people that are living in that geographical location called Nigeria is that you must rise up and fight, not just for yourself anymore, but for your future, for the generation that is unborn, for your little ones. You must rise up and fight for them. Don't let your children grow up, and when they are complaining about how their country got to where it got to, they will ask you, Daddy, Mommy, what did you do? And you will not have an answer for them. The environment, everything, the die is cast. The situation is ripe for Nigeria to rise up and take back their country for themselves. For the people of Biafra, people may say what you're doing is not good, what you're doing is not possible. I advise you to continue in that struggle. You have a right to it, and I pray that God makes it happen. Whatever side, whichever place you're standing to fight this fight, because we are fighting the same enemy. Wherever you're standing, I pray that God gives you the strength to stand gidigba and not fear anything, because victory is ours eventually. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much, Dr. Chidi. And I hope you'll honor subsequent invitations after now, because we need to keep this going. We need to keep the people informed. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful day.
Thank you so much, Regina. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, right. So I have no words. You know, he laid it all bare. I did a lot of research before I got here, but he came at us from different angles that we out here in the diaspora are not privy to. But now we have seen things from a different point of view, and that necessitates re-strategizing, okay? We should not just roll over and die, but he has made some serious suggestions, and most of all, he has asked us not to be fearful, okay? You should stand and demand for better governance and demand that your government works for you, okay? Until next time on the Office of the Citizen, this is me telling you to stay blessed, take care of yourself and of each other. I'm trying to cry, but I will not cry. Good night. Oh my God.